Welcome to the third part of my Skyrim tutorial. We already created the objects for the NIF files and the DDS files, our textures, and the next thing will be to create the NIF files itself using NifSkope. But before we do that, we have to extract some original game files. We need a sort template for our sort. So you have to download the Fallout 3 Archive utility. And before you start it, you have to install Java runtime for your system. And when you did that, you have to open the tool, start this shortcut, and this is the program. You have to click File, Open, and select the Skyrim meshes BSA located in the Skyrim data folder. So Skyrim meshes BSA, open. And now we will search for a template for our sort. So go down to meshes, weapons, select let's say Dertrick, and we will pick up the Dertrick sword NIF and the first person Dertrick sword NIF. It's over here. Select both and then File, Action, extract selected files and save it on the desktop. Okay. Those are the template NIFs. And now I will open NifSkope. I'm using NifSkope version 1.10 RC4. The download link is in the video description. And I placed both NIF files, the template files, first person Dertrick sword and Dertrick sword NIF on the desktop. So first you have to open the Dertrick sword NIF. This is the original sword. Just click on the sword, select Nitree shape, open it, select the Nitree shape data and File, Export, Export Object. Okay. I name it template and save it on the desktop. I close NifSkope, delete the MTL file and open Cinema 4D. So I opened the blood object and sword object in Cinema 4D. I select both, scale it down to something like 10%, zoom in, and then I just I add the original template object. Okay, as you see it's a bit bigger. I select the blood and sword, rotate it 100 degrees, scale it up and move it into position. That looks fine. The next thing to do is to select all the other files and press delete. We just changed the position of our sword and blood. Now delete the blood, select sword, File and Export as object and save it as sword object. No, sword. Yes, overwrite. Now undo this step. Just edit, undo, edit, undo twice, 3 times. Okay. Delete the sword now. Select the blood. File, Export as object and save it as blood object. Okay. Overwrite, yes, okay. So we change the position now and the scale, and now we go over to NifSkope. So before we keep on working with NifSkope, we have to place the files in the correct folders. Our carrier NIF files and the texture files. So open your Skyrim folder, change to data, and create a new folder called meshes. In the meshes folder, create a new folder called weapons, and in the weapons folder, create a new folder called sword. This is the folder for our NIF files, so open the sword folder and move those carrier NIFs into this folder. Okay, so go back to Skyrim data, create a new folder called textures. In this folder, create a folder called weapons, and in this weapons folder, create one that is called sword. So, copy your DDS files, the textures, into this folder. Okay, that's it. So you place your textures in this folder and your NIF files in this folder. So now comes the NifSkope action. In NifSkope you have to open the NIF files we just placed in Skyrim data meshes weapon sword, so it's the Deatrix sword NIF. On the right window, in the right window you see the sword itself, down there are the properties, and in the left window you see the blocks. I open the first block, and in it there is the Deatrix sword container, number 11, then the scabbard, number 10, Deatrix sword claw, number 9, and blood effects, number 5 and 8. So we don't need the sword claw, so select it and press Ctrl Delete. Open the sword container, and this is the sword object itself, and the lightning shader properties contains the texture set, and down here is the path to the texture. That's not important at the moment, but later. So we have to select the sword, open the sword container, select the need-free shape data of the sword and press Ctrl Delete. The sword is gone. Select the sword container, press File, Import, Import Object, OK, and select the sword object from your desktop. Close this box, and as you see, the lightning shader properties went out of the box. We have to bring them back, so open the first block, select the sword container, scroll down to Properties, open them, and in the first line there's number 25. Those are new properties. We want to get rid of them, so double click and select the value next to the BS lightning shader property. It's number 23. 23. The new properties fly out of the box, number 25, select them and press Ctrl Delete. So the sword is in the editor now. Select the sword container, open it, select the need-free shape data of your new sword, right click, mesh, face normals, select num UV sets, change it from 1 to 40, 97, enter, and now change the texture path, open the lightning shader property, texture set, open the textures, and change those paths to your new ones. In this case it's textures, weapons, sword, and sword DDS, and do the same with the other paths. I copy it, textures, weapons, the normal map is sword DDS, is sword and DDS, and the specular map is sword MDDS. This is the path to the cube map. It's not so important at the moment. The cube map is responsible for some kind of light reflection in-game. So if you change the metal here, the reflection will look different in-game. You can look up the path up here in the Fallout 3 tool, just open the textures BSA from the Skyrim data folder. This will take a while. And there is the path to the cube map, so you can change the cube map path down here. It's something like textures, cube maps, and then or iron DDS. You can change it and check it out in game for the difference. I don't finish this now, that takes too long. But as I said, just use the Fallout 3 tool, look up the path and change it down here. Okay, that's the texture path. I close this and go over to the blood effects. We've got two blood effects here. If the body for the blood effect is not visible in your editor, just select render and check show hidden. Now it's invisible, and render, show hidden, it's visible again. So first you have to change the edge blood 24. It's number 5. Remember this value, number 5, because it gets mixed up when I delete it. So open the blood container, number 5, select the shape data, Control Delete, select the blood container, press File, Import, Import Object, OK, and select your blood object from the desktop. As you see, the shader properties went out of the box and the value got mixed up. It's number 11 now, and before it was number 5. Change that to number 5, and now it's edge blood 24 again. Open the blood container, scroll down to properties, and like with the sort container, select the new properties 25, double click, and change it with the number of the effect shader property number 9. It's back in the box now, and the new properties went out. So select the new properties, Control Delete. Select the Nitri shape data of the new blood container, a blood object, right click, mesh, face normals, and set UV set to 49.7. And do the same with the second blood container. It's blood container number 8. So open it, select the Nitri shape data, Control Delete, select the container, File, Import, Import Object, OK. Select the blood object from the desktop, close the box, open the branch, and this is the mixed up number. It's number 11, the Electric Sort now. It was number 8 before. It's edge blood again. Scroll down to properties, select the new properties, and enter the number next to the lightning shader property, number 13. Delete those properties now and check the position of the blood effects. So we've got two blood effects now, 5 and 8, and we have to change the translation. In this case, just click on the blood effect container and change those values, the translation values. This is mixed up. This is 0 and 0, and this 0 as well. As you see, the object went forward now and is in the right position. And do the same with the second blood effect. Select the blood effect container, translation, set it to 0, 0, 0. That's fine as well. And the only thing you have to change is to change the scale a bit. Because when the blood container is the same size as the sort, the blood effects gets mixed up with the texture. So select the first blood effect and set the scale to something like 1.001. That should work, yes. And select the second blood container and do the same, scale to 1.001. That looks fine now. And that's all. Last thing to do is to select spells. One moment, please. I have to check this. Yeah, I forgot to set the UV sets to 49.7. of the second blood container 1497, right click, mesh, face normals. Yes, it's correct now. Okay, same thing as with the first blood container. Set the UV set to 1497 and face normals. And last thing to do is to click spells, batch, and update all tangent spaces. And that's it. So you have to do exactly the same with the first person diatric sort NIF, and be careful. Every time you delete an object and import a new one, you have to reset the UV sets to 1497, face the normals and batch update all tangent spaces. And every time you import a new object, the old properties fly out of the box, so you have to bring them back and delete the new properties. And if you're unhappy with the position of your sort in-game, you have to open the NIF files again and change the translation, rotation, scale, and so on. Okay, after that you have to save the whole thing as first person diatric sort NIF and go to your Skyrim data folder, select meshes, weapons, sort, and rename the first person diatric sort to first person sort NIF and diatric sort to sort NIF. And now we've got our final files. It's sort NIF, first person sort NIF, the 3 DDS files, the textures, and we place them all in the correct path. And in the last tutorial we will create the sort ESP file, that's the plugin itself. And yeah, see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for your time, bye!